Hello and welcome to my video, MGTOW are virgins. Now the correct answer to are MGTOW virgins is the answer is no, because MGTOW have been fucking your whore of a mother for years. So joking aside, the reason why this argument falls flat is because it's not an argument. You're just making a statement about that person, and it doesn't refute in any way, shape or form MGTOW philosophy. But then I got to thinking and talking. I have 3 friends who are virgins, and they range between the ages of 19 to 30. So when I tried to talk to them about red pill knowledge, they cannot understand. They can get some of the stuff, but because they haven't been in a relationship with a woman, they just can't get it. So let me illustrate. Let's say, for example, I make a statement, women are collectivists in nature. Well, they'll just analyze in their mind some of their friends and say, no, all of my friends are different. My female friends, they're all different, got their own little characters, personalities. It's like, okay, but do they act collectively? And they're like, no, of course they don't. And you just laughing, you're like, yeah, they do. It's just too funny. And like, let's say you talk about female nature. Like, let's take a simple one. Women are more materialistic than men. They're like a bottomless pit of money. You can just keep giving them money and they'll just keep spending it. They'll just keep buying more material shit. Like a never-ending pit. Now, again, if you explain that, they'll say, well, if you kept on giving me money, I'd keep buying games. And it's like, oh my god, guys, you're not getting the relationship dynamics between men and women. And that's just it. It does, on the surface, I suppose it's like an argument from authority. That's the way they perceive it. But it's observable reality. Like, the trouble is, certain things you need to experience yourself. Like, for example, you need to experience women's double standards. They're completely emotional, irrational behaviour. I can remember once I was dating a girl, and she said, I saw someone who looked like you. So I said, oh, they must have been very handsome then. She replied, you have an ego problem, and then ignored me for the rest of the day. Now I stand by my joke, and everyone I tell this story to, and I tell it in the most unbiased way I can. But those are the facts that happen. I made a joke, and then she got butthurt for the rest of the day and didn't talk to me like she's like 5 years old. Or, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember once I did something, and then she's like, right, that's it, I'm not having sex with you, or something. And then, if you just look throughout history, like, have women used withholding sex towards their own goals? And it's like, yeah, they used it tons of times. And I suppose throughout human history, men probably could have withheld sex from women, but I don't think we've used it like a weapon against them. Again, it's just the way they behave. And let's say, for example, I want to red pill these 3 guys about the gynocentric society that's destroyed men. Now, they can obviously read and see that men are getting destroyed, but the trouble is, for them, it's very abstract. For example, if I say, never get married, you will get destroyed, they haven't even had sex, they haven't even dated, so they're so far away from possibly getting married that it's not compelling. How is it going to compel you? That's why, like lots of the MGTOW guys, it's the opposite's true. We've experienced women firsthand. We've observed the way they act. We haven't we don't need to straw man women. We don't need to misrepresent women. What we actually need to do is observe women and how they actually act. And this is the massive crucial point. The virgin guys, they might have seen like a bitchy ex-girlfriend and just go like, well, I'd control my woman, or oh, that woman was just a bitch. And they haven't been in the relationship dynamic to understand how it plays out and how little power you have to exert authority. Let's say, for example, the woman I was dating, she took more than 30 minutes to get changed, and I'm like, look, going without you, and then she starts crying, and then she'd be telling everyone like, oh, I was getting changed, and he said I'd leave without you, and it really upset me, the thought he'd just leave me. Not explaining that you was taking more than 30 minutes to get dressed, which is such a basic task that a child can do, and we were going to be late, and we just couldn't be late. It was really that simple. So but again, they'll spin it. They'll spin all the bullshit against you. And also, this is where I draw a lot of parallels between watching the anti-feminist videos or just watching feminist videos, and then having a girlfriend, and then arguing logic and facts, and the woman, they're just completely arguing on feelings, and I just find it very. The thing is, like sometimes you win them and sometimes you lose them, but they're just so retarded. Like, why are you not sticking to the facts and the evidence? I don't get it. Like, not just, oh, I feel like this one day, or I feel like that another day. It's ridiculous. You need to have some sort of mental consistency within your reasoning. You shouldn't be able to change your reasoning on a daily basis. Now, you can change your reasoning after further reflection, or you gain some new information. Fair enough. But you shouldn't be changing it like the weather. That's why when I see the anti-feminists trying to say like, women aren't like feminists, I'm looking and I'm thinking, what's the difference? Arguing from emotion, admittedly, girlfriends don't use statistics in their arguments, but they're arguing from pure emotion, and it's all about power. They're like, oh, do this or I'll start crying, or do this to make me happy, or do this or you don't love me enough, or someone else's boyfriend does this and you never take me out anymore, and all these various bullshit. And again, the feminists, they're just doing whatever they can. Now, I'm not sure if this has got a special term, but again, the virgin guys. Okay, let's say, for example, me, after I broke up with a girl, it's in a woman's biology to basically get over you very, very quickly. Yet for guys and men, it takes considerably longer. And again, once you've experienced this phenomena firsthand multiple times, and you start seeing a big difference, and you obviously hear stories and chat to other guys, and you be like, oh, she was with a guy for 10 years, they broke up, now she's dating me and it's only been 2 months. And you're like, what the hell? And again, you put yourself in your position. If I dated someone for 10 years, I'm not sure if I'd just start dating after 2 months straight off the bat. It's crazy. But again, it's within, and it's women that are, it's in their biology to be this way. And one of the other massive things is men and women love differently. We literally produce different chemicals in the brain. And that's just it. My sort of, or men's sacrificial or protecting love. And then you've got the women's love, which is just dependent on if you're giving them enough, if you're filling all their various bars and needs at that exact moment. Because they won't remember yesterday or the day before. They're like, no, you got to give me all my needs now. Oh, you're not meeting them now? Okay, I'll find someone else. Job done. And the trouble with the virgin guys is they all try to sort of look for men doing similar things like they're comparable. And the trouble is, it's a mistake. But again, they don't have the experience to gain the understanding. Like, for example, oh, men cheat on women and women cheat on men. So, okay. But when there's marriage, who's going to get screwed? Like, there's so many stories where the woman cheats on the guy and then moves in with the guy she's cheated on and divorces the guy, and the guy's still got to pay for the house. Like, getting super cucked. And again, these aren't compelling to the virgin guys. They're like, oh yeah, he picked the wrong one. The trouble is, they just don't want to hold women to account. And the thing is, everyone knows women are not accountable. Even as a child. Like, I remember I was always quite a tall child. And I decided to become, okay, let's say when I was 14, I was taller than the average woman. So straight away, I could already see women who were considerably older than me trying to give me responsibilities to do stuff. And obviously at the time I was just like, oh yeah, I'm a big man and I did all my responsibilities. But then when I thought about it, I was thinking, like, what's wrong with all these women? I would never delegate, for example, as a man, like, let's say now, I would rarely delegate anything to a child or a teenager that I could easily do myself. Why would I? Unless I was teaching them something. The other problem with the sort of the virgin guys is, if I talk about self-actualization, self-realization, because they ideally would want to get a woman, but they can't get it, they get stuck. And whilst they don't have anything better to do than to work on their career, it's not quite the same as making a conscious choice of being like, okay, I'm fucking done with women. I'm going to focus on myself and I'm going to just see how far I can go. And the trouble is, it creates like a limit within them, because they still, and the trouble is, they still they spend some time, energy and thought, and dare I say even money, trying to attract women, just with no success. And it's not exactly going to make them very happy, is it? Now, of course, after a certain amount of time, they will accept reality, or they'll have no choice but to accept reality as it is, and then progress on from there with their lives. I will leave it at that. Thank you for listening, watching, and goodbye.